Coffee Break with me. Woo! Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. How are you today? Today we are here with a video that I needed to do just out of principle because you guys have heard me say multiple times, I love being wrong. I actually had this conversation with my boyfriend the other day. I said, I hate when I'm right, especially when it involves my friends or loved ones. I hate being right, you know, because that usually means something bad. So when I got this palette in the mail, I was torn, I was conflicted, I was a little upset because you've heard me talk about this before. I need to submit Exhibit A into evidence as to what I'm talking about and to get my point across. So Too Faced is a brand that I really like. I love their products. It's a rare occasion where I try one of their products where I want it as far away from me as possible. For example, their Melted Mattes, not for Team Raisin Lips over here, not Dani approved, but their products are really, really great products. They speak for themselves. I love their holiday collections. However, I'm torn because I feel like they do themselves a disservice with their cheesy girly packaging. I get it, it's kind of their shtick, that like princessy type little girl packaging, but I don't know if it sends the right message for the type of products that they have. You know, they're great products, they're awesome products, but you can't have a Better Than Sex mascara and then a puppy palette. It's a little confusing. So I thought, I'm very passionate about this topic, and it's been a hot minute since I do a review, so why don't I throw up a review on the new Too Faced Puppy Love palette. That is, of course, limited edition. That's like the death kiss of makeup. Limited edition, run and get anxiety about it. So the Puppy Love palette is the newest addition to the Clover collection for Too Faced. And if you guys are unfamiliar, there is an extensive Clover collection on the Too Faced website. Makeup bags, stuffed animals, I think there's a dog toy, the original Clover palette. And what they do with this whole theme is they're donating $150,000 to Best Friends Society in honor of, or just for Clover, right? And I was always under the impression that these products were created to create sort of like a funding source. Like some of the funds were donated to the Best Friends Animal Society, or whatever the appropriate name is. I probably should have done my research better. But I don't believe it is. So I believe they're creating these products just to be like, oh, the Clover line is so cute. But just in honor of Clover, we're donating $150,000, which is great. I mean, you donate $1 and it's amazing. But I don't think it's that. I think a lot of people might be under the impression that for each product sold, this amount of money is donated. I don't believe it works that way. Which, does it really matter? I don't think so. I think if you're doing a great philanthropic cause, who cares how you're doing it, right? So most of the Clover products are limited edition. There are melted matte lip colors. I think there's 2 shades in the range already. You have the original palette, which I'm a fan of, which is why you found it behind me. Things that make it behind me are keepers. But when I got this in the mail, it came with this this lip color, which I'm not going to swatch for you guys because I'm pretty sure I could find it a way better, more loving home than mine. I can't use this formula of matte lip color. I cannot use it at all. It feels like my lips are in prison. And then it also came with this cute little plush, which I believe you can find on the website. You know how much self-control my 6-year-old has had by not touching this? I have to say it's been one of my mom proud moments. I said, buddy, you can't open it. That's mommy stuff. I have to do a video on it. Once I do a video on Clover, you can have it. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I promise. He's like, okay, challenge accepted, you know? So you can buy this little plush on the website as well. I think it's great. I think it's great what Too Faced does. I think their love for animals is very obvious, so I love that. But when I got this palette, I was like, you're not coming into my home. Like, I am a grown woman. What am I gonna do with the puppy dog palette? But curiosity got the best of me. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna open it a little bit, take a little peek. I wanna see what this $28 palette is all about. Big mistake. I opened find it and I was like, I could actually really use this in my collection. So it's the Clover Puppy Love palette. It's $28, it's limited edition, and it's only available on the Too Faced website. It comes with 3 mattes, 3 metallics. That's the whole thing. I don't know if I really want to consider this one here a metallic. It's a really pigmented matte base with monochromatic bluish green. I'm very confused because I'll show you a picture in a second of the look I created with it, and I was like, how did this happen? So, okay, when I got the palette, I was like, wow, okay, let me find some uses for this palette. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be one of those palettes where I use it and all my looks start to look the same. I was so wrong. And then that turned into I need to do a review on this palette as a matter of principle because you can't keep creating palettes that we're not gonna use, into I need to do a review on this palette because if you guys are just getting into makeup, if you have maybe a teen or someone in college that's showing interest in makeup and needs some good neutrals with a little bit of fun, if you are someone that wants to do the same 3-minute eye makeup look before work or before school, if you're someone that likes cute puppy dog packaging, this is a palette that you're actually gonna get some use out of. So let's break down the contents of this palette and I'll show you guys a few looks that I've done using it. Okay, so in the history of makeup, you have brands that have bigger sized palettes like this that give you a bigger variety of shades. But I think ultimately what ends up happening is if you're not a huge makeup junkie, you go to your same 3 or 4 colors over and over and over again until you have hit pan on those shades and everything else gets the makeup scab because you never use it, right? So then brands started to design palettes like this one from Wet n Wild, which is very difficult to find, but if you can, grab it and run in the opposite direction as fast as you can and never look back. It's one of the best palettes ever. It's the Vanity palette. I want to say it's discontinued, but you could still find it. Naked Heat. So you have the Petite Heat. Again, this is a brilliant idea for those of you that use those same shades in massive palettes over and over and over. It's all in one place. So if you can get past the little puppy dog face, you have an awesome neutral palette. It's a palette that has both cool and warm tones in it, but in combination, it's a neutral palette. No matter green eyes, blue eyes, brown eyes, whatever shade of eyes you have, you're gonna be able to create some really awesome looks using this palette. And my thing was, I'm scared that I'm not gonna be able to create a variety of looks. What I did on my eyes today would be an example of what I do if I was gonna go to an office job, if I was a college student, if I wanted to do my makeup every day, just to look done up and feel pretty, but not with a lot of bells and whistles. So the look that I created today is actually Get Ready With Me that I will link in the description box below, but I just focused on the 3 neutrals up top, which are the mattes in the palette. Now, I'm going to go through and walk you through these shades. The names are a little confusing because I don't know if Too Faced named them based on the way that the sticker looks, so it's reflective of how the pan is, or if it's the shade directly underneath. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to walk through it. I'll explain the shade color to you, and I'll show you guys some swatches. But it's actually a really cool palette. So let's talk about the colors. Then I'll show you some looks I've done. And then I'll say goodbye and I love you and I'll miss you and I'll see you in a few days. Okay? You want to do it? Let's just jump right in? All right, let's do it. All right, so we are going to go in order like if we were staring at a clock. We'll start at 12 and then we'll go around clockwise to just kind of get it out of the way. So the first color here is this matte vanilla shade. It's perfection as a brow bone highlight. It's also a really great shade if you want to add brightness to the lid. One of my favorites in this palette. My #1 ultimate favorite shade in this palette is this one here. This is like a rosy mauve. I think my biggest shock with this palette was when I swatched the colors. Because when you have a limited edition palette like this, you're not expecting to be knocked out of the water from pigment or blendability. So when I swatched it, I was like, holy pigment, this is amazing. So I was like, oh, you know what's gonna happen is it's gonna be hard to blend. It wasn't. I was wrong so many times with this adorable little palette, you guys. I'm sorry, Clover. If I ever meet you in person, I will kiss your paw. The next shade in here is this beautiful, beautiful sparkly pink. It's a metallic rose. Down below, this color is a little confused because it's an intense super intense, almost like burgundy, deep brown with sparkle in it. And sparkle that actually shows up. It's a very unique formula. Followed by this beautiful ambery copper shade. And then we have this classic toffee brown, which if you guys like warm browns, this is gonna be your jam. One observation that may not be clear to the naked eye is 4 shades in here are bigger than 2 shades in here. So the products on the sides, the eyeshadows on the sides, these 2 here and these 2 here are bigger than these 2, the top and bottom shades. I really wish I could, okay. The top and bottom shades are Bad to the Bone and Heavy Petting. Oh my God. Too Faced, you need to stop, cochinos. So these 4 here are bigger than these 2 right here. I don't know if that matters, but I know for sure I would have preferred to have this vanilla be one of the bigger pans than maybe any of these 3 down here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys some looks that I've done. First of all, the one I have right now. Very neutral, very everyday, very easy. I think it's a great look to teach someone that's barely showing interest in makeup. And I think that usually happens around what, like tween age or preteen. And so it's definitely wearable, it's teachable, and it's a cute little palette, right? It's 28 bucks. I think it would be a really great gift idea for maybe that like 15 to 16-year-old that is an animal lover and is just getting into makeup. I know someone that would probably think this palette is pretty cute. Okay, then I just went off the deep end. I was like, you know what, Clover? You're too cute for your own good. I bet I can't do a sexy, sultry, smoky eye with you. Boom! I think I went so sultry that I was like borderline looking for higher. You know what I'm saying with that? It was a little, just way off the deep end. But I was like, hey, Clover, fist bump, you know, like, good job. This is one of those palettes that I think you gotta give it a chance first. So fortunately, I don't think you can walk into a Sephora or an Ulta and swatch it for yourself. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. It is available on the Too Faced website. Like I said, it's limited edition, but most of the Clover products are limited edition and they've been on the website for quite a long time. So if you guys are curious, if you have an extra 28 bucks to burn, okay, here's the secret. If you guys haven't shopped from the Too Faced website, your first purchase, you get 20% off, which is kind of like a VIB Rouge discount, right? So if you're like, oh, really? So if you sign up, I think it's for their newsletter or you create a login or whatever, you get a 20% discount. So it might be a good opportunity for you to get these cute little ears in your makeup repertoire. What do you think? Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love when I'm wrong. I really do. And I'm sorry, I apologize in advance because I promise you the next like 3 or 4 get ready with me's are gonna be using the Clover palette and you're gonna get bored with it, but I can't stop. I can't stop myself, you guys. It's too cute. It's too cute. I'm a little conflicted with the Heavy Petting name, but like I said, it's a great neutral addition to your collection. It's a great no fuss, no muss, don't have to think about it palette. And if you guys are interested in checking it out, I will leave more information in the description box below, along with information on this fabulous leopard sweater. I love you guys so much, and you know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, and learned something, please give me a paw up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye, guys.